That's a new judgment on stocks. I don't know. Can we do a three thumbs up? I'm not sure if that exists. But anyway, we've got Ben Clark from TMS Capital here with me tonight. And we've got to get a lot of emails wondering why Ben's always suspiciously tanned. He's not always on holidays. He's he's actually at Manly Beach, which is the reason that you see that regularly. But a couple of questions for you tonight, Ben. Firstly, we've got something from Shane from Tasmania. He wants to talk about Macca Limited, so one of our small mining services stock. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it's been a good company over the last few years. I think it's been well run. The stock looks cheap. They recently reaffirmed earnings guidance. It's trading on a trailing P of about 9 times. It's got a great balance sheet. So, you know, that all looks good. The concerns I'd have just at the moment are 6 of the founding shareholders and 3 directors have just sold out a whole whack of stock. These guys have really good timing generally at sort of knowing that there's not something great coming along, so let's get out now. If you look at what happened with GR Engineering when a lot of those founding shareholders recently sold out at $2, the very top of the market. The CEO's recently resigned. One of the directors has recently resigned. So, and you know, we're seeing a pretty patchy sort of mining services outlook. Like there's quite a few companies starting to get project delays as the miners sort of pull the pin on a couple of projects. So I'd be a bit wary of it at the moment, Chris. I wouldn't rush into it. Yeah.
All right, better things to do there. Look, the other question is one of our favourites we've talked about many times over the years, and Ben and I made some very good money out of Silver Lake Resources over the last couple of months on the show. And this is Shane. He wants to know about Silver Lake Resources. Had a lot of questions. You know, what are your thoughts now? I think the stock back to about 275 today.
Yeah, it's not the screaming value it was down in the low 2s. That really did look good, but you know, there's a lot of value in the whole resource space. The company's still on track to have 5 million ounces of gold by the end of this year, I think, in the ground. Be producing 300,000 ounces by 2014 at about $500 a pop, which is one of the lowest cost producers in Australia. Still some big exploration targets. So I still think there's a lot to like about it. I guess there's a really uncertain outlook as to where gold's headed at the moment. There's some people saying the US dollar might strengthen on the back of more European issues and hence gold gets sold off. I still think having some gold exposure in your portfolio is a good idea to have. I still think it'll be higher than where it's trading at the moment, but it's going to be bumpy. And I think Silver Lake is a great sort of you know, way to get exposure to that gold.
Well, I'm going to have to punish you again though, mate. Like Newcrest, we were talking about it being cheap at $30 and, you know, everyone's got it in their portfolios. Not just your fault. There's a lot of people, but I think they're, what, 22 now? They're going to pick up one day?
Well, I think once the CEO sort of comes out and says the production issues that they've had are now hopefully, you know, in the past and starts to reaffirm guidance as to what they are going to produce. I think that's occurred, but, you know, we are seeing continued profit taking in all the gold stocks. Newcrest's been hit a lot harder than most, but, you know, we're still holding it, and we've been holding it since it was Lahire Gold, so we were buying some in the 30s. Then, the first lot we did all right on, the second lot not so good. But, you know, it's
averaging out.
Yeah, it's a long-term portfolio stock for us, and, you know, I still think there's a lot to like there. You know, not many people talk about it. They've got this mine called Wafi Golpu, which I think's got about 25 million ounces now proven up that they own 50% of, which will start producing in 2 years. So as long as you're not like sort of a motivated seller or a short-term sort of trader, I still think it makes sense as a portfolio stock. All
right, listen, I've got to hit you with the same question that I got Martin with as well, though. We've seen a year of 2 halves. Telstra, Tattersalls, banks have done all right, paid very good dividends, much better than cash. When are we going to get the risk snap back? We've got the EU Summer the next couple of days. Just give me the date and time, all right?
Yeah, well, look, I've got as good idea as you. I mean, we all know there's screaming value in that area. We need the catalyst, and I must say there are quite a few earnings downgrades coming. So if you are buying those cyclical, more risky stocks, you want to be buying the ones with the strong balance sheets, because you don't want to Boral, Seven West, you know, these sort of things that have you know, downgraded earnings and suddenly the balance sheet's under threat.
All right, mate. Okay, listen, thank you very much for that, Ben, and I'm very excited to be presenting from the 19th Stockbrokers Award tonight. So we'll see you back after the break.